What's up, guys? A very short update on the price of Bitcoin. Well, we have another turmoil in the markets. Well, actually a kind of mini turmoil. Bitcoin dropped to $67,000, 67,300, but pretty much it is related to some other markets going down, plummeting, as stocks here reaching 6.5. And in fact, we have pretty much the same with gold. We see $4,100 back from the top, which was 5,600. And silver, pretty much everything is going down, including even the Asian markets, which at some point were pretty resilient. Nikkei dropped like 3.5% today. And DAX is about 2%. So some geopolitical issues again, Iran, Trump. So we have the continuation of some kind of uncertainty across the board, and that leads to a lot of the investors, traders closing their positions, de-risking themselves, which, well, I wouldn't say that it is necessarily a bad idea, because if the things continue going this way, we might test the support on equities somewhere around here. It's pretty much the same as was, for example, this area. So we were after the bear market and going back, recovering, but then that recovery didn't have enough of some consolidation or retests of previous consolidation zones, and then eventually we had this. So it dropped exactly directly to the point where the previous resistance was. So resistance became support. The same thing, like almost the same thing, happened with this top. So this high, the major all-time high, preceding the bear market here. We actually tested it with a drop, which was again partially because of the tariffs, partially because of this situation on the Middle East. So we dropped right there to the level of which was previously the top here. So previous support tested again as previous resistance tested again as as support now, and now we might very well, with the rally which we had so far and kind of slowing down, we might test this area once again. So it does make sense if you kind of want to make a safer bet and just a little close your longs here and there. Therefore, we see a lot of markets going down, and crypto is not an exception here. However, I would say that previously we saw much like a more severe result or kind of reaction of Bitcoin in particular, and not to mention small caps altcoins. And this time it's not that bad. We are still consolidating within the reasonable range. So we had this ascending channel so far, which actually shifted from descended. So there was descending channel here, nice support around $66,000, and then we are forming this ascending channel. And as you know, descending channels are meant to be broken to the upside, and as the ascending channels are meant to be broken to the downside. So that's exactly what happened. However, even right now, it's not that bad. We still have the continuation of higher lows, right? And this breakout could be very well a false breakout, and then we can get back here testing the same area and breaking up to like around 90K. That would be a perfect textbook example. And like on a daily time frame, actually we were very high in terms of like oscillators for a very long time, right? And now we are cooling down almost to the oversold territory. So maybe a little bit more of sideways price action, maybe like one or two drops, not so severe ones though, and the oscillators will go down to zero, which on a daily time frame, which means that we are pretty much ready. From that point, we'll be ready to go up again. And moreover, as for the last weeks, I keep preaching this, that the weekly time frame, we actually reached the bottom for quite a while ago, and now we are going above the previous high. Of course, oscillators is not like a traditional technical analysis. You cannot do it there as you do with the price yet. it is a nice confirmation for what we're looking generally. So the RSI was very, very low, similar to what we had in the bear market before in 2022, sorry. And from there, yeah, it's open path to the upside. So with given the correction which we had like 50 plus percent, 52 I believe, we ready to go up. So saying all that, of course, there's no certainty, right? There's no like an insured scenario that okay, the bottom is in. No, it's not true. Moreover, I told many times that this bottom at 60k, like exactly the same, like a round number, that's not gonna stand. Like normally such things don't stand. So you'd expect this to be broken. However, there are some exceptions. There could be exceptions. So even though we may break it, I wouldn't think that we could break it like too low, probably maybe 55 or something like that, given the current condition, right? And then with a fast recovery, we can go up to the upside. But this is probably a second, third scenario which I would consider in terms of the probability. So far, as soon as this yellow area support holds, then I think we're safe. But if the test of this area happens, then probably we'll meant to be having another test, and this is already weakening the support, so probably we'll break lower. Maybe not so low though, maybe like 64k or something. Yet again, until that happens, we are safe, and most likely scenario probably will go up from here. So not so bad. I keep being optimistic, and yeah, I'll keep you updated. Let's see how things go. Probably next week, as usual. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, etc. And yeah, see you next time in the next video. Goodbye.